stay there. Let me tell you. No. No, this is where her asshole is.
Do not touch her.
Look at her.
Shut the fuck up. Be perfect. Don't fucking touch me.
Welcome back, YouTube. It's your boy Ellen Hybrid with the safety goggles, cause so much bullshit is happening. Anywho, we're reacting to a girl that killed one of her clients. OnlyFans girl, mother of 3, killed one of her clients. I shouldn't talk that loud on the mic. Okay, cool. Anyway, let's get into it. I'm gonna speed it up because ADHD.
Fans' fetish encounter ends with a murder charge. Michaela Reilerstam, a mother of 3 and an OnlyFans model, is the accused. She's accused of killing a male client of hers during one of his sessions. She went by the name Ashley Sinkau, and she spelled Ashley A-S.
How do you guys think this guy died? Do you think something got corrupted inside? Or the guy was like, I want 1,000 cuts, and she was like, okay, 99. It's like, no, that's 102. That's how it works, right?
S-H-L-E-Y. That was her name on OnlyFans, and police in California say that she fatally suffocated a male client who hired her to engage in some fetish acts. The alleged crime happened on camera as well. The deceased is Michael Dale. He asphyxiated, police say, after asking Reilerstam to wrap him up in saran wrap, covering him like a mummy.
Bro, niggas are on some wild shit, bro. How do you even come from that, bro? Is your dick outside the wrap?
What do you mean by that?
Is your penis outside the wrap? That's my question. Dale asked to be bounded by duct tape, woman's boots glued to his feet.
Oh, idiot.
Woman's boot glued to his feet. Court documentation says plastic wrappings were left in place for 8 minutes while Railsdam was recording something else. Damn. This is one of my worst fears, man. Dying by a woman in a sexual way. Like you get a heart attack when you come or some shit.
He also requested to be bound by duct tape and have women's boots glued to his feet. This is according to court documents. He also had a plastic bag over his head. Now, the plastic wrappings were left in place for a total of 8 minutes' time while the OnlyFans model was busy recording something else. She was on her phone, apparently, police say, and not paying attention. Police acknowledged that she did call 911 and told officers that it was her first
That's not the client.
time doing BDSM. Law enforcement says that there's no evidence that Dale ever requested that she put a bag over his head. The OnlyFans model is now charged with second-degree murder, and she's pleaded not guilty. So our question this morning, are the charges fair, or is she being overcharged? Let's bring back in Attorney Tommy Pope and Attorney Mario Bellucci, and welcome in Private Investigator Manuel Gomez.
I think she's being overcharged, man. Like, shit, nigga, you put yourself in that situation. You had safe words and shit.
What are you?
Huh?
An idiot
If there's
sandwich.
a recording, right? The recording should show you screaming that safe word. And why would you put yourself in the position? You should have like a button or some shit, man. God damn, niggas are wilding. Bro.
Well, this case is a doozy. Apparently, this client wanted to be wrapped up like a mummy. It went very bad. Is murder appropriate here for a charge? Manuel, would you start us off, please, with your thoughts?
Well,
I'm a mommy. So suffocate me, mommy. I'm a mommy. Oh, niggas are
Good
wild,
morning,
bro.
and I think that murder is not appropriate for the fact that she was recording the matter, and if she wants to commit murder, she wouldn't be recording it. That's one. Second, there is a law in New York, and it is in other states called the Good Samaritan Law, which actually protects a person when calling 911 when they're performing emergency medical help on a person from being charged with murder. Now, I think on this case, and I know it varies in every different state what the parameters are for that law, but I think this would be relative in this case. For the fact is, again, this was a fetish. Unfortunately, this happens all the time in New York. People die from sexual acts like this all the time, especially one of the most famous actors, David Carradine, died from the same thing. I don't think she should be charged with second-degree murder. If anything, at a minimum, manslaughter.
Manuel, thank you for your thoughts. Yeah, this case certainly has every...
It's the usual thing that happens with men. I think it's the white guy that they keep on showing. Or is that her husband that allows him to be cut like that? Or maybe the bread. Anything for the bread, man. Let the birds get the bread, man. 2020, 30, let the birds... 2020, 30, let the birds get the bread.
Buddy talking. I have some additional details I want to share here. This is from, I guess this is the details of, oh, I think we went through this already. I'm sorry. I think we went through this. We already read it. I apologize. I thought I had something additional to share. I do. One additional detail. He wanted adhesive poured into his eyes, apparently, while this was happening, to seal his eyes shut.
This nigga was asking too much. God was like, bro, it's not. Switch it off. Adhesive in the eyes so your eyes don't open. What the fuck?
Okay, that is one additional thing. Tommy Pope, let me go to you next, please. Second-degree murder.
Just by the way, this guy was a freaky ass nigga.
Not first degree is the charge here. What do you think? Appropriate or inappropriate on the facts?
Again, to me, it's about the definition. I learned as a young prosecutor one thing: you charge whatever the highest possible you think the jury would consider, because in a certain situation like this, often they're going to compromise anyway. I remember charging a guy what exactly I thought he was guilty of. Of course, the jury stepped it down one more notch. Had I charged what he could have been guilty of, they probably found it. But in South Carolina, it's probably some type of manslaughter. Involuntary manslaughter is actually the reckless disregard of the safety of others. And I'm just brainstorming while we were talking. It almost even, you could look at the assisted suicide laws. I know that wasn't the design, but somebody helping somebody or facilitating the loss of their life. And so, it may be that they're charging the highest possible and possibility of working something out. Now, to me, it is interesting. The first thing I was thinking, what did they do with the body? What did they do? But she called 911 and came clean. I think a jury's going to be hard-pressed to convict her of murder, especially when they see she's been paid to do all these strange things, and the one you just added, glue in your eyes shut. I just think they're going to have a difficult time.
Great insight. Tommy, thank you for that. Mario Gallucci, last but not least on this question.
You're a freaky ass nigga. You're doing some freaky ass shit, man. Simple. Simple, man. Simple. Yeah, we can still talk comfortably.
With the charges, your thoughts, is murder too appropriate?
So Tommy's right. I'm a former prosecutor. When you indict something and you charge them, you charge the highest crime possible that you think that you could get a conviction on. And it leaves you wiggle room to negotiate. I mean, everything is plea bargain. In California, they do have an involuntary manslaughter law, which is a combination of both reckless or careless conduct. And in this case, that may be more appropriate. And by the way, the sentence on involuntary manslaughter in California...
But the thing is, like, it's not careless, right? You look at your phone for 10 minutes and there's evidence that the one time you look at your phone for 5 minutes or a minute too long and your kid falls in the pool, should you go to jail for that? There's safe words. How can you like put a plastic over your head, be wrapped up like a mummy, and not have like a pattern or something? You know? Something. Nah, man.
I think it's a maximum of 4 years, where murder, you could end up in prison.
How hard did he not after doing such things? That's my question for these guys, bro. Is it worth the nut? Is it worth the nut? The struggle to come by telling mommy, suffocate me. Is it worth the nut? That's my question. Am I asking too much? We'll never know. The guy's dead.
Life. So do I think it's overcharged? Yeah, but the prosecutor, I think, is doing what they think is appropriate in the case and charging what they believe would be the top count. Is it going to end that way? If it went to trial, I doubt it, but I think this is a case that'll probably be resolved prior to trial.
Yeah, great points. And Mario, a little known fact about you that you were...
Oh, her husband is a cock. I wouldn't be surprised she was stripping earlier in her life.
And on her social media, she proudly shows off her husband and her 3 kids. The OnlyFans model's public persona is very different to the online presence where she markets herself as a seasoned sex worker.
That's crazy, bro. That is crazy, bro. Bro, she still has braces, bro. What the fuck?
This is the year of...
That is probably a kink for the husband. Like, yo, keep your braces on. Makes you look young. Yeah. No Diddy, man. It's gross. Where's the baby oil?
Business. Everybody wants to be an entrepreneur. And we get that. I've never felt that everybody was meant to be a stripper forever. I know that this is something where you get in and you get out. You need...
Whose titties? Oh, you know what? But titties like that is cute. You just stand out, man.
He's paid Rylerstam $11,000 to do this at his home, this BDSM session. And so we're wondering, with
11,000. 11,000. That's about 120,000 Namibian dollars. I'm wrong. It's not even that. That's $220,000. Jesus. Just be wrapped up as a mummy and be suffocated. And you don't have no safe word. You're willing to pay this money. You don't have no safe word, no safe button.
respect to Ms. Rylersdam's husband, her business partner, does he have any liability or responsibility in any way in all of this? I'm going to run the horn the other way this time. Mario, I'll start with you, please.
Is prostitution legal? Is this prostitution? If prostitution is illegal, this shouldn't be happening. Exchange for sex favors? Yeah, you might not be on the corner, but they're running a prostitution ring.
Like, can you hear me? I'm trying to.
Not deserved it, but it's, kind of, you're taking your own risk, or, do they blame her? And there's plenty of judgment morally to go around for this whole crowd.
Right. Oh, Tommy, you got me thinking. That's an excellent point. Jury selection. Like, what would that be like when the attorneys would have to ask these prospective jurors if they're familiar with BDSM, if they have a strong disapproval of it for some reason, if there's a bias, So, yeah, this case is so sad and would be incredibly uncomfortable if it goes. Manuel Gomez, would you take us home here? In terms of the husband, what would you want to know about him? If you could talk to him, any thoughts you have on the investigation, whether there's anything to explore with regards to him?
Well, I would think that he is liable for the fact that he's marketing his wife and that he's not properly trained.
Lee. I wanna. Inclusive thoughts.
Perform these acts in a safe manner. So I think that's where that company will be liable in this case, and he should be held accountable as well.
Civilly, you're saying, right? Yeah, I bet there's going to be a civil lawsuit. Yeah, great.
Yeah, as a business, yeah, you fucked up. Or let someone die on in your property, in your facility, in your whatever. You need to get punished for that. We're not in the business of killing people, unless you're a missionary. See, the missionary. That's not the word. I think it is.
The points you've all made with this one. Gosh, this is awful.
Ashley. Supposedly, this has been your boy Ellen Hybrid on Anything for Everything. This has been Food for Thought, episode 2. And supposedly the like button and the subscribe button needs some affection. Don't press it too long though. Don't press it too long. Not too much. But give it some love. It's been your boy Ellen Hybrid. Salute.